What's going on, my little YouTube motherfuckers? Alright, let me give you a Benny Blankalicious. Me, I guess it's a mixture of it. I guess this is the fight video. It's one of these things where actually my TV in my living room was doing the emergency alert because of the hurricane that's coming. I'm like, fuck the hurricane. I live in a big concrete building. Anyway. Let's go back to the first one. All right. I already told you one time where Benny wanted to get into fighting and boxing, and Frank's way was always like find some big monster and tell him, yo, come in the ring and go one round with whatever. And obviously there was this big mongoloid motherfucker, and Benny saw him and he was like, fuck that shit. This was the kind of guy that when he, most people when they box, they gotta control their breathing in and out. So obviously when they're throwing out, they're exhaling. So it's kind of, they have a rhythm, like you have that. This motherfucker didn't do that. This motherfucker was like, he fucked up your brain because he was trying to like mumble like and then you got the shit talker. Shit talker's like, yeah, you want something to do? I don't give a fuck shit talker. But this motherfucker, he was always in the fucking ring. Nobody wanted to spar with him. Nobody ever said, hey, anybody wanna keep my guy warm? Not that motherfucker. That motherfucker will go in there and try to rip motherfuckers up. But he had no wind. So his cardio wasn't there, so nobody really wanted to take him because, while he was a monster, he was really untrainable. He just didn't have the science to fight. He could go in there and brawl, and if he didn't kill you fast, he'd be like, and you could just fuck him up. But anyway, fucking Benny saw this motherfucker work on somebody about a month before, and when Frank told him, that's it, put on your gloves, this is a motherfucker right here. Fuck that shit, I'm not doing that. Benny like doing judo because you just grab motherfuckers and toss them and choke them, whatever. So that was his thing. Mikey was the same way. Mikey throwing hands. He said he had punchophobia because when you get popped, not everybody's into that. Like I'm not into that, but I have like this sick fucking thing. You punch me in my face 2 or 3 times, I start getting fucking mad, and that's why Frank stopped training me because I had that fucking thing. Like I'll go to war, I'll get brain damage. Well, hey. But anyway, so Benny knew boxing had money. So that's how Benny's whole thing was. He wanted to make money. So he was like, fuck, how do I get in this fucking thing? I don't want to be fucking throwing hands. I can't. Motherfuckers are crazy out there. So Frank told him, listen, why don't you learn how to be a corner guy? One day you could turn around and be a, manager. So Benny was like, that sounds fucking good to me, no problem. So no joke. One time, there's this one cat that he had a fight coming up, and Frank wasn't gonna be able to make it. But it was a simple fight. It was no big deal. The guy he was fighting against was, paper tiger type guy, So, Frank told him, listen, what you gotta do? I want you to be in this corner. I want a 5 fucking round fight. Just guide him through it. Just guide him through the fight. You know everything, whatever. Because, we grew up with him and trained, whatever. So, I actually had a fight coming up after. So I was in the audience just chilling out, waiting. That's what you do, you just wait, whatever. So Benny shows up, this is his first corner job. He's fucking ready. So all of a sudden this kid shows up. He was like a fucking, I think he was Mexican. He could be Mexican or Guatemalan. I know he was Central American. So anyway, he comes and he only speaks Spanish, and Benny's Spanish isn't good. So right off the bat, the corner man to the fighter, the line was broken. So anyway, I'm on the side, and I know Benny. Benny's he's a tactician. He knows. He's grew up with his father. He knows. So all of a sudden, it's his fighter. He's a light featherweight type guy. Thin, fast, and those guys get brutal, but it's a lot of punches. All of a sudden, the guy that came in wasn't the fighter that was supposed to be. They switched the card. And the motherfucker that came in looked like he came out of state prison. He was this big fucking Wakanda-like motherfucker. And he had like a mohawk. He looked like Mr. T almost, but the mohawk had like some loose dreads and with some beads. He looked crazy. So anyway, the Central American, I don't know who he was. I know he wasn't Mexican, but I know he was like Central American. He never seen a black man like that before. And this black motherfucker was the first one I ever saw in my life that had a black mouthpiece, which made him look sinister. It was a black, because all mouthpieces were just white mouthpieces. So Benny tells him, listen, don't be afraid of him. What you got to do is this. You go out there the first round, you're going to feel him out. You're going to feel him out. You're going to work the jab. You're going to work the jab, and you're going to keep your distance. You're going to see what he has, what he's going to throw at you. Because back then, you couldn't just Google a motherfucker and see his instant replay of other fights. So you were kind of fighting kind of blind unless you had a chance to see him fight. So the guy, he doesn't understand Benny for shit. He goes out there, and he's thinking when Benny's saying, go out there and work the jab, he thought this motherfucking guy was saying, he thought Benny was saying fucking, move back and forth, move the head. He thought this was the head. So anyway, he goes out there. This big zebra killing motherfucker beat that motherfucker down. But he didn't get knocked out, but he beat him bad. First round, like no joke, like the Aztecs were fucking going, ooh, in the pyramids in the ancient times because he got hit. So he sits down. Benny got him sit down now. Benny got a bag of ice in his chest, cooling him down. And he's looking at Benny, but ¿qué está pasando? Eh? What am I doing? ¿Qué pasa? So Benny only knows is ¿qué pasa? He said, look, he's beating you the fuck up. Okay, here's what you gotta do. What you gotta do is stay away from him. Benny's telling him to stay away from him. But I don't understand. He's looking for fight strategy. And Benny's like, look, you gotta stay away from him. What you gotta do, you gotta get him tired. Let him come at you. But keep moving, get away. You're smaller than him, move around. So anyway, fucking guy goes out there, and literally this fucking guy was like, no joke, this big black monster came out. He was like literally fucking chasing him around the ring, swinging him, and it was chasing him. It was crazy. Fucking Benny's getting this fucking guy murdered, tired, his fucking jaw's loose. He got no heart, he's talking to Jesus. By the fourth round, this fucking guy, he needed fucking like a neurologist. Sometimes he got beat because his back motherfucker was just like pounding this motherfucker like caveman style. So I got to a point where I was like, something ain't going right. So I went up there. I'm not supposed to be up there, but during the break, I'm like, Benny, what's going on? Why your fighter getting so fucked up, man? Why you got him out there like that? He's like, Lou, what do you think he should do? I'm like, not what you've been telling him. So I stayed in the corner for a bit, and I just told him, listen, when he comes back, this round you're going to win or you're going to lose. But what you're going to do is that now he feels confident that he could beat you to fucking death. What you're going to do is go to work on his body. Go to work on his body and chop him down. I just told him, this is it. You're going to end this fight now, one way or another. You're going to go to sleep. And I told him in Spanish, And for people who don't understand, in Spanish, it sounds like that. Quiere que reventarle el cuerpo. No importa lo que te va a hacer, si te va a matar. You have to get in. I was telling him you gotta break his body down. You gotta get in, you just gotta go to work on him. So anyway, he goes and he fucking starts. No joke. It's like the suicide mission. He goes inside and he fucking starts fucking working the body. And no joke, the big Wakanda monster, he wasn't ready for that. He fucking took a knee, which was a technical, knockout. Which is funny because that night I was talking to Frank, and I'm like, you can't have Benny as a manager, Benny as a corner guy. He's like, why? I said, Benny, that ain't Benny. So he said, why? All right, whatever, I understand, but his guy won the fight. I'm like, yeah, because I talked to him, whatever, but the guy got pretty fucked up. So Benny, he's like, no problem. My next fight, I know exactly what to do. No joke. Next fight, his fucking guy was fighting some Polish guy from fucking Brooklyn or Staten Island. He got vaporized in 3 fucking punches. I think it must have been the fastest knockout ever. But Benny's like, yo, he tells his fighter, yo, don't blame me for that one. You didn't even sit down in the chair, so I didn't have a chance to talk to you. That was but the best one was when Black Alicious decided he was going to become a boxer because he wanted to toughen up, because Frank was always telling him, you got to toughen up. You gotta toughen up. You gotta throw hands. Because Black Delicious, he wasn't into this stuff. He was like, no man, I can't, you know, because I had that problem. And Frank told him, listen, once you get punched in the face, the fear goes away. It's fucking true, because once you get popped, what's gonna happen to you again? You're gonna get popped again. So anyway, Black Delicious comes out, and let me tell you something. Like I always said, this motherfucker puts fear in motherfuckers. So when he came out, and he was there, and Benny was in the corner, and Frank was there, all of a sudden, he comes in, and we had him training. We trained him good for about 5 or 6 weeks. I was a sparring partner, and that motherfucker left me with he fucked me up. Like I couldn't fight for like a month after that, because this motherfucker was like Drago. He was like fucking, you know, oh, Lulu, you okay? I'm like, God damn, this motherfucker just punched the back of my lung. It was just one of these things where how could I just put it? He's a motherfucker that doesn't understand his devastating power. And he was an athletic motherfucker, so that was another fucking thing. He was born with that, like, fucking chase a lion shit down, like, whatever. So anyway, the day comes for the fight. Got Black Delicious there. He's looking fucking mint. He's looking like fucking Tyson when he was fucking 19, ready to assassinate motherfuckers. And by the way, I'll say it now, and I'll say it to any motherfucker on the planet. To me, Tyson was the greatest heavyweight ever. And I'll have a video on that. We'll talk about that ever. So if this video ever gets out to him, it was the greatest, most disciplined. Let me tell you something. That motherfucker was the boxer in my eyes. But anyway, moving on. So Black Delicious is there. He's looking fucking incredible. He's ready. You know, Frank got him right there. He's talking. All of a sudden, the guy he's fighting comes out. And the guy that he's fighting, he looked like a regular kind of guy. No problem. You know, he looked, you know, pretty scruffy motherfucker. I think he was probably Puerto Rican guy, like a tan skin, dark Puerto Rican. And all of a sudden, he comes up, you know, to touch the glove, you know, the rules, yada, yada, yada. This motherfucker just said, this is it. I'm going to beat you bad. Black Delicious tells him, why you want to hurt me for? He fucking said, why you want to hurt me for? It was fucking crazy. Because that wasn't, BD's heart wasn't there. Then he's back, you know, he's back waiting, and Frank is like, you gotta go out there, gotta get a couple of hits, gotta feel it out. You'll loosen up, you'll throw some hands, whatever. Let me tell you something. Fucking Black Delicious was running one fucking way, the boxer, the other guy was another way. It was fucking horrible. And Frank had to throw the top. It was fucking, listen, I don't take it as an insult. BD's a beautiful motherfucking human being. But no man should get chased in the ring, especially a big motherfucker like that. Frank, to get his respect back, about a month later, he put me with that motherfucker, and he just told me, because BD was with us all the time. He's like, you're gonna beat this motherfucker for what he did to your brother. And I'm like, all right, no problem, whatever, because I'll bang heads when I'm fucking stupid. So I'm tough, I'm just stupid. You know, anybody could be trained. I could train any motherfucker to chip teeth. I could train people to chip teeth, do fucking Olympic level throws, to fucking roll on the ground, to snap necks, arms, fucking ankles, whatever. That was my upbringing. Some motherfuckers play golf and tennis. There you go. So I go out there, and this motherfucker's like, oh fuck, I'm gonna kill you, and I'm fucking telling BD, I'm gonna knock this motherfucker sideways. Anyway, we start this fucking fight. You know, touch gloves, go back, whatever. And I'm like, fucking 2 seconds, I'm gonna fucking roll on this motherfucker. No joke. Bing! I fucking come over, fucking leaning over. This motherfucker takes one fucking swing. I come underneath, I fucking gut shotted that motherfucker to the body, came over on top, fucking worked him, beat that motherfucker like he owed me money. I beat the fucking soul out of him. It got to the point where I was hitting this motherfucker so long, it took the referee a few seconds to like go, holy shit, this motherfucker's in danger, before he's like, stop the fight. So anyway, More of the story was, I know Frank knew I was gonna murder this motherfucker, but he sent me out there to deliver a message. I saw fucking Frank's a fucking nefarious motherfucker like that. But he did that so he could turn around and tell Beatty something. That Beatty, still to this day, he tells me that Frank saved his life and toughened him up. Because he turned to Beatty and says, "You never fear another motherfucker in your life again." You see? Because all he was talking. Look at him. He's fucking on the ground. And it was something that helped Beatty understand that at the end of the day, he's just a man. What's going to happen? You're going to get a black eye, a busted nose, a busted lip, whatever. It'll heal in a couple of days, whatever. Some internal bruising, whatever that heals. But he told me that day, Frank taught him something. Never fear a motherfucker to go to war. You know, because your mind makes you quit before. That's just how it is. Your brain will make you quit. You know, I've rolled with motherfuckers, and you know, I actually want to do something where we all fucking roll together. That'd be funny. So all you guys out there, jiu-jitsu, judo, whatever, I'd like to see if we get to space and fucking have the Lou seminar. But the thing is, the funny part of the whole thing, Beatty's like, yeah, fuck, I'm gonna come back. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna start training, whatever. So at the end of the day, Frank tells him, listen. Then tells Benny, stay with Beatty, get him ready for the next fight. Fucking Beatty's looking at me like, why can't I have a Lou? And Benny's like, dog, you don't even know the future we got together. Well, I can tell you something, you never saw Beatty in no professional championship fight, because the second he found out Benny was going to be his corner guy, I was like, no more. So that was our boxing story. There's a couple of other fucking stories, but I'll tell you a funny one right now with fucking Benny rolling in judo. The judo that we did was a fucking coach in judo, was like Brazilian jiu-jitsu. We roll on the ground. So Benny one time was rolling with this motherfucker for a long time. Literally was fucking technical. Everything was fucking technical. I mean, it was like one of those types of things where you stop, go to war. Stop, go to war. So anyway, it got to the point where Benny's rolling with this fucking guy, and all of a sudden the guy, he whispers in his ear, and he's like, I love touching you. He said that to the wrong motherfucker. Benny fucking started headbutting him on the ground. He started trying to poke him in the fucking eye, because one thing when you roll with a motherfucker is respect. Dude, we're too close. So if you're a transmiferdite, don't pull none of that stuff. Fucking Benny was a trip. He's like, I even grabbed his fingers and tried to bend it backwards. I know for people that are non-violent or non-violent sports right now, they're like, oh my God. Don't worry, wait till I catch one of the YouTubers out there. I'll film that motherfucker. Scream, bitch! Go to sleep, my YouTuber. That's only a misdemeanor. Fuck it. Love you motherfuckers. Go to sleep. Mwah.